Explore and experience the magnificence that is Zambia. A thrill-seeker's paradise, blessed with some of the most breathtaking adrenaline activities on Earth. Choose from whitewater rafting, to gorge swings, to bungee jumps, and set your inner superhero free. If being up close and personal with nature is more to your liking, then we have just the thing for you. Get to interact with the Big Five in their natural habitat. Fine wining and dining, we hear you say? Say no more and be spoiled for choice with a stunning selection of top culinary experiences, all catered to suit each and every palate. And then there's the nightlife. Grab a drink. Surrender yourself to the ebbs and crescendos of an irresistible beat. Say cheers and get ready to dance the night away. All in the company of the friendliest people you will ever meet. Immerse yourself in the rich culture, movements, colors, pulse, rhythms, and energy that make up the unique fabric of Zambian society. Be sure to acquire a piece of exceptional Zambian craftsmanship and artistry to remind you of your stay. Travel back in time and explore the foundations of Zambia's history by visiting.
Good afternoon. You're still watching Parliament Television. We continue broadcasting live the committees, and this time around we take you to the Committee on Local Governance, Housing and Chiefs Affairs, which is considering the audit of accounts of local authorities for the financial year ended 31st December 2024. And making an appearance before this committee is MAZABUKA Town Council, that is being led by the Town Clerk, Mrs. Judith Mukwita Mambo. So just now we take you to the Committee on Local Governance. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chair, and thank you for having us.
Yeah, welcome. And before we proceed, I would like to invite you, after you settle, you may introduce yourselves. Yes, you may proceed. Oh, sorry, Town Clerk, apologies. You may proceed.
Thank you very much, Chair. My name is Judith Mukwita Mambo from MAZABUKA Municipal Council. I am the Town Clerk. I will allow my team members to introduce themselves, starting from my left.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Chair, and good afternoon, everyone. My name's Waited Mujika, the Procurement Officer, MAZABUKA Municipal Council.
Good afternoon, Chair, and good afternoon, honorable members. My name is Benjamin Manda, Director Engineering, MAZABUKA Municipal Council. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wilson Sakala, Director of Finance.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members. My name is Jilala Balo, Director Planning.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members. My name is Samuel Mpande, Chief Internal Auditor. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Keith Mlemwakalaluka, Chief Internal Auditor.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members. My name is Chilombo Chizao, the Council Advocate.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members. I'm Dr. Shajanika Stephen, Director Health Services, MAZABUKA.
All right, permanent witnesses. Your mic, that side.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon to you and your honorable committee. MAZABUKA. My name is Charles Bukola from the Office of the Auditor General.
Good afternoon, and honorable members of the committee. My name is Oscar Nyarenda from the Office of the Accountant General, Ministry of Finance and National Planning.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members of this committee. MAZABUKA, Municipal Council. Good afternoon and you're welcome. My name is Mishek Kwendo, permanent witness for Ministry of Finance. Thank you.
Our auditors from Southern Province.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members of the committee. Good afternoon, MAZABUKA Municipal Council. My name is Martin Nguni. I'm the Assistant Director, Southern Province. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members. Good afternoon, Town Clerk and your team. My name is Arthur Swira, Principal Auditor from Southern Province, Office of the Auditor General.
Chairperson, good afternoon and thanks for your indulgence. Kazinga Kennedy is my name from Ministry of Local Government and MAZABUKA Municipal Council. You are welcome. I submit, Chair.
Secretariat.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, members of the committee. My name is Dorothy Kapanji Daka, Office of the Clerk.
Good afternoon, Endo Munsanje from the Office of the Clerk.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon. Emmanuel Walia from the Office of the Clerk.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members of the committee. Good afternoon, witnesses. My name is Ronald Semani from the Office of the Clerk.
Honorable members, starting from my left.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Newton Samakai, Member of Parliament for Mwinlonga constituency.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Chala Po, MP for Chipiri constituency in Lopula province. You are welcome and thank you.
Witness, you are most welcome to the committee and your team. Engineer Christopher Kangombe, Member of Parliament for Kamfinsa constituency in Kitwe.
Thank you, honorable members. I'm Anthony Kasandwe, Member of Parliament for Banguru constituency in Zambia district of Lopula province, and I'm chairing this meeting this afternoon. TC, during the interaction with auditors, there were some issues that remained unresolved within the time frame that was given to you. That's why they were escalated to a committee to ensure and to just help the committee understand what you've done so far from that time and then, and what we intend to do going forward to avoid some of those queries that has brought you here to Lusaka, which in our opinion would have just been sorted out in MAZABUKA, because they seem to be something that is within your competence. So now, before we engage, I would like to confer on you Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, which protects you from prosecution for the information that you are going to submit before this committee, unless if you otherwise decide to mislead the committee. But we are 100% sure that that will not be your intention. At this point, I would like you to speak to your document and we'll proceed as follows. You read the audit query, management response, action taken, and remedial measures. CS, to your document now. I keep on saying CS because we have met a lot of CSS. Town clerk. Apologies once again.
It is okay. No offense taken.
Okay.
Chair, I recognize you and I recognize all the honorable MPs, the members of the committees, and all the other permanent witnesses. Chair, before I go into my report, I would like to request if I can make a correction.
Yes, you may proceed.
Yes, Chair. I wish to circulate a leaf, which I would wish to replace on page 3.
Okay, page 3. On management response.
Yes, Chair. So the table on management response, Chair, I'll request that we cancel that one and we focus on the one that I'm circulating right now. With your indulgence, Chair, I submit.
All right. Thank you for your submission. You may proceed.
Chair, on Appendix 1, the management response, the observations of the Auditor General are acknowledged, and we wish to state that the financial statements were verified and a favorable opinion was given, as shown in Appendix A. That is with regards to the financial statements. On Appendix 2, on budget and funding and expenditure, Chair, on the issue of 13,037,316 unspent funds, management response, cause of the query. The observation of the auditors are acknowledged, and we wish to state that the variance was due to the unreceived funds from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, as well as other local fees and charges. The unspent funds relate to the amounts that were held in various accounts for various government programs and activities, as shown in the table below on page 2 of 13, Chair. Action taken on the matter. Management would like to submit that funds amounting to 12,985,166.77 have since been spent, leaving a balance of 52,149.29. More explanations are attached in Appendix 1 and 2 and 3. Remedial measures. Management will ensure that funds are utilized in accordance with the committed programs and activities. Page 13. Adverse performance on locally generated revenue. Underperformance on revenue streams. That is the one where I have replaced the document. The cause of the query. Chair, we wish to report action taken on the matter. Management has since collected the amount of 2.553,222 as shown in the table below. Remedial measures taken. Management will ensure quarterly budget reviews are undertaken to realign the budget. Appendix 4, other deliverables, target output not achieved. Management response, cause of the query. The observation of the Auditor General are acknowledged, and we wish to state that this was due to late receipt of funds. Action taken on the matter. Management has since trained all the 192 farmers, and evidence is in Appendix D, Chair. Remedial measures taken. Management will endeavor to engage the ministry promptly and disburse the funds. Appendix 5. failure to collect revenue. Under collection of 307.95. Cause of the query. The observation of the Auditor General are acknowledged, and we wish to state that the uncollected revenue was as a result of tenants failing to pay shop rentals on time. Action taken. Management has since collected an amount of 192,214, leaving a balance of 112,581. Further, management instituted court proceedings against the defaulters. See Appendix E. Your measures. Management will endeavor to collect the funds due to the council on time. Appendix 9. Failure to use 5% of locally generated funds onwards, showing a balance of 747,152. Management response. The cause of the query. The observation of the Auditor General are correct, and we wish to state that this was due to competing operational needs. Action taken on the matter. Management has since spent another 236,046 towards the Ward Development Fund. See Appendix F. Remedial measures. Management will endeavor to spend the designated amount on the wards. Appendix 30. Properties without title deeds. Number of properties under MAZABUKA Council 16. Management response. The observation of the Auditor General are acknowledged, and we wish to state that the query was as a result of the lengthy processes required to obtain title from the Ministry of Lands prior to the use of the ZAM portal. Action taken on the matter. Management has since obtained 1 title, 3 offer letters, and 4 are being surveyed and awaiting survey diagrams, and 8 of the properties are yet to be surveyed by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. See Appendix G. Remedial measures. Management will continue to use the ZAM portal to have the titles processed by the Ministry of Lands for all properties acquired by the Council on time. Appendix 41. Non-settlement of statutory and other obligations. 65,080,884. Cause of query. The observations of the Auditor General are acknowledged, and we wish to state that this was due to limited financial resources, and the arrears are analyzed in the table below. So we have the table there. Action taken on the matter. Management has since paid 5.6 million, leaving a balance of 59.4. See Appendix HI. Remedial measures taken. Management will continue to engage with the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to help liquidate the arrears. Appendix 42, Chair. Non-settlement of staff obligations. 7,340. Management response. The observations of the Auditor General are acknowledged, and we wish to state that this was due to limited financial resources, and the arrears are analyzed in the table below. Action taken on the matter. Management has since paid 1,047,479.96, leaving a balance of 6,023,205.29. See Appendix JK. Remedial measures. Management will endeavor to settle staff debt as it falls due. Appendix 48. Unspent funds. 10,825,000. 670. Cause of the query, Chair. The observation of the Auditor General are acknowledged, and management wishes to state that the unspent funds relate to amounts held on accounts for various sector programs. Action taken on the matter. Management would like to submit that the Council has since spent the funds as tabulated on the table below. Appendix 1 and 2 can be referred to. Remedial measures taken. Management will ensure that funds are utilized in accordance with the committed programs and activities. Appendix 49, Management of Cash for Work Program. Query. The observation of the Auditor General are acknowledged, and we wish to state that the unspent funds relate to amounts held on accounts for various cash for work programs. Action taken on the matter. Management has since spent the 8,493,929, leaving a balance of 2,177. See Appendix 4, which is cash for work, and L. Remedial measures. Management will ensure funds are utilized in accordance with the committed programs and activities. Ends my report, Chair. I wish to submit.
Thank you for your submission. Honorable members, point of clarifications. Starting with Honorable Chara, then Honorable Samakai. TC, your mic.
Thank you, Chair. Appendix 9, failure to use 5% of locally generated funds on wards. TC, I want to find out whether you have opened accounts for these wards. And also want to find out why is it that it should take the auditor to come and query you? What were you doing before the auditor? Because when you look at your locally generated funds, I think you were doing fine. You were doing fine at that time. I don't know what you were waiting for. You wait for to be reminded by the auditor, because it's like you started doing it when you are reminded to say this is your responsibility, you have to do this. Then now you have started. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Samakai.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I would want to ask the town clerk, first of all, to tell this committee what is the monthly revenues from own sources for municipal council. And then two, I would ask the town clerk to disaggregate the 17,433,135 into grants and local revenues. And then Appendix 41 and 42, town clerk, you are saying you make efforts. For us, I think that is not enough. You are supposed to be telling us that is the strategy that we have put in place that will help us date the money that is owed to statutory institutions and also to members of staff. You are not telling us how you are going to liquidate these amounts. All you are saying is that we'll make efforts, and that's not. So please tell us what strategies are in place. Thank you, Chair.
Any other questions? Okay, CSU, before you respond, I would like to take you to appendix number 3, which is page 3 of your submission on the table that you just submitted to this committee. I just want
Sorry, Chair, page
3. I'm looking at the new table that you submitted, and I've noticed that you adjusted your initial budget. Okay, I just want to find out first of all what necessitated the adjustment of the. You had initially set those figures, and later you adjusted. So I just want to find, even after you adjusted, you couldn't achieve some of them. So I just want to find out, first of all, why the budget was adjusted in the manner you did. You may proceed and answer those 3 questions.
Thank you very much, Chair. I will attempt to answer with the assistance of my Director of Finance.
Sure.
For Honorable Chipili, the accounts for the
There's Honorable Chala from Chipiri. Maybe maybe you said you are Honorable Chipiri from Chala constituency. Or is Honorable Chatis? It's okay. No offense.
I was caught up by Chipiri because I worked there. So the minute I heard Chipiri, I remembered Mwenda village where we used to.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Honorable. So the accounts for the WDCs are indeed open. They are active with ZNBS. And for waiting, Chair, I wouldn't say that we waited really. It is just because of competing needs for delivering a service. And so we were not really remitting the funds to the WDCs, to the wards account, but it's not to say that we are not delivering a service. Only that there is a big pool and less funds. So we had started remitting to some of the accounts. Even by the time the Auditor General was coming, it was just a little because of competing needs. But so we didn't wait for them. But afterwards, we even added some more funds, which came to about 236,000. Otherwise, given more funds, we'll be able to continue remitting to those accounts.
Honorable Chala.
TC, have you now expanded your revenue base to ensure that there's no question of competing needs? That 5% has to go to the wards by law. Thank you, Chair.
And maybe before you answer, I want to know what you are going to do about the balance. Okay? You are queried on 304, and you only managed to use 192. I don't know if that is where. No, okay. There is 747, and then you. You've paid 236. So the question is, when are you going to use the balance? On page 7, on remedial measures, out of 747, we've only managed to use 236. So what happens to the balance? And also want to find out to which programs did the 236 go to? TC.
Thank you very much, Chair. So we are guiding the honorables in the wards to make requests for small programs which can be worked on using the Ward Development Fund. And so most of the programs that have come through are items like replacement of maybe a borehole pump. Other items that have come through maybe to do with maybe fuel for them to work on a stretch in their ward. So the needs are varied. So when the councillor submits, we pay to that ward using the ward development fund, which is allocated.
But wards have their own integrated development plans. Why are you guiding them instead of encouraging them to extract projects from the IDPs, TC? Those plans are not for a decoration. Projected the kind of what they would like to see in the next 5-10 years in their in the integrated development plan. So now why are you guiding them into small, and meanwhile you assisted them to come up with those plans? So that is my follow-up question, TC. Why don't you give them freedom to decide on what they want to do based on what they have projected for themselves?
Thank you, Chair. Because of the expanded city, so most of the programs which they have in the IDP from their wards are being funded by the CDF. So you find that they have big projects of which the ward fund cannot manage, because the ward fund is not so big as compared to the CDF.
Thank you, Chair. Town Clerk, maybe just to go to the same item, the query is that you didn't spend 5%. And I don't think this requirement will change anytime soon. I'm assuming even as we sit right now, this is a requirement. Okay? So maybe my question, I want to simplify the question for you. Management, according to your action, management has since spent 236, meaning as things stand, you still are not meeting the requirement. So this is an audit query. My question therefore would be, have you put measures in place for this audit query not to appear again? The reason we are here, we are trying to interact, is for us to tell you our understanding, because this matter could not be rested when the auditors came. So based on what we've just asked you, the questions we've interrogated, what the auditors raised, the 14 days you were given, what the ask, are measures in place to ensure that next time you appear before a similar committee, it may not be these individuals, but the committee will still be there. So what measures have you put in place, Town Clerk? Thank you.
Thank you. We have put measures in place. I'll ask my DF to come in on that.
Director Finance.
Thank you, Chair. So one of the measures we have put in place is that as MAZABUKA Municipal Council, we are going digital. So we want to reduce the interaction of cash with people so that we can maximize on our collections. So Chair, as we speak of now, we've signed an MOU on how we'll be able to collect these revenues using digital means, also using the mobile phones. I can also state that currently where we are, our commercial ventures have started producing more fruits. We have started to record profits from our commercial ventures. So we are able now to divert these funds to where they are needed the most. Also, Chair, in terms of our revenue base, Chair, we had attempted to formulate a bylaw to adjust our CAN levy upwards. So discussions have reached quite an advanced stage. That will formulate also into positive revenue coming through to the local authority. I thank you, Chair.
Okay, going forward, the 5% is not your money. It is insulated by law. Whether you collect 10,000, 5% should go to the wards. Just like the 50% on is it for services? So these figures, these percentages are insulated. Whether they are competing needs or not, they are supposed to be remitted, okay, going forward. So you may proceed and answer those other questions.
Thank you, Chair. On from Honorable Samakai, on the total locally generated revenue, I'll ask the DF to respond on that one.
Director Finance.
Chair, for the period under review 2024, our budget was to collect 20,074,271, but we collected 18,586,624. Chair, in our 5 budget, we have adjusted the budget upwards, and our locally generated income is standing at 43 million. Chair, maybe I can also state that in 2025, our budget was also adjusted upwards to 42 million, and we collected 90%. I submit, Chair.
Okay, all right. Honorable follow-up, you are okay? Okay, you may proceed to answer the other questions. There was a question on Appendix 3. On
Yes,
page 3.
yes, Chair. Thank you so much. DF will take that one up as well.
Director Finance.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, indeed, in 2024, we did revise our budget downwards, and the reasons, Chair, are as follow. On local taxes, we had hoped that by 2024, our valuation law would have been updated or approved. Unfortunately, Chair, it was only approved in 2025. So we had to reduce based on our valuation law. On fees and charges, Chair, in 2023, we had opened up huge pieces of land in MAZABUKA. So as we were projecting, we projected based on part of the land that we had opened, and we hoped that would collect a lot more. But as we went down in 2024, we realized that the turnout is not as we had expected. So, Chair, we are forced to revise our budget downwards based on the trend which we had, which we were receiving at that time. Chair, on levies, like I had earlier stated, we had started formulating our bylaw, but then we had procedural issues, which also led us to reduce a bit on the Ken levy, because in 2024 we could not receive it because it was not yet approved by Ministry of Justice and Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. On commercial ventures, Chair, we had embarked on serious renovations of our commercial venture. We have a bar which we run as a council. So in 2023 and part of 2024, we did quite huge renovations. So in 2024, that was more like, that was a time now the project was coming up to life. So we had hoped that we would get quite a lot in terms of profit. So that's why we had a profit of 130. Unfortunately, as of close of year, we realized a profit of 6,000, Chair. I submit, Chair.
All right, honorable members, any questions? Okay, I'll take the committee to page 8, page 6. Failure to collect revenue. TC, you've submitted that you have collected 2, and there is a balance of 112. And you have since taken the matter to court. Have you weighed the cost analysis? Have you done the cost analysis? Whether taking the matter to court will cost you less, or it will cost you more? Because sometimes this litigation take a long period, and at the end of the day, you end up spending more than you intend to collect. As the cost-benefit analysis been done? TC.
Yes, Chair. The cost-benefit analysis has been done. There are no external travels involved. The courts we are attending are local courts, but I'll ask our council advocate to just shed in more light on on the demand notices that we issued.
All right, legal team.
Thank you, Chair. Just as TC has stated, the cost-benefit analysis was done, and the matters are being attended locally at the Magistrates Court.
Okay. All right, Honorable Chala.
Thank you, Chair. Why are they refusing to pay these monies? What reasons are they advancing to you? Is it too high, or what is it that they are saying that we are not going to pay this money, so that you had even had to take them to court? What are they saying? What is the reason that they are advancing to you? Thank you.
And are they still your tenants? TC.
No, Chair. Some of them have signed up on payment plans after we instituted the legal on them, who still choose to be tenants. Others have since been evicted. Others are just, the citizens who like to take advantage of the council, that this is a council place, and they can stay in there and then they run away. So the shops, Chair, are quite affordable, and that's why we have other people still renting. Others are just unscrupulous human beings, Chair. But that's why we ended up taking them to court.
Okay, all right, honorable members. Honorable Kangombe, as we
Sorry, Chair.
draw close the
Yes.
right ping up.
Yes, Chair. Sector fund unspent. Town clerk, the auditors found money in your account. Again, I'm trying to simplify the query so that you are aware that if the auditors were to appear before your council in future and they find money in the account, again, it will be an audit query. And I'm assuming you don't want to come back to this committee over the same query. That is why we want to simplify the query. Appendix 48, which is on page 10, when the auditors, you received 18.5 million, you only spent 7.7, and there was 10 million at a time the auditors came. And you have since spent the money. Now, what measures are you putting in place to ensure that next time the auditors come, you would have spent the money? It's important that you put that submission on record so that the committee is aware that this query will not reappear. Thank you, Chair.
TC, before you respond to that question, let me ask you the very last one. On page 5, other deliverables, on your response, you said you wish to state that this was due to late receipt of funds. When was the money received? And if possible, if you have some electronic transfer slip, just to indicate that indeed the monies were received late. Page 5, management response. TC.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Kangombe, thank you very much for that question on the unspent funds in the sector account. As much as we want to spend the funds on time, sometimes it's beyond our control because of the time that the funds are remitted into the account, and also sometimes because of the procedures that we have to go through, the guidance before we can actually get to spending the funds. So in this regard, there's the bulk of the money for cash for work, and I'll ask my DF just to explain on the aspects of the cash for work and what delayed us to start expanding on that money. And then for Chair, for your question, yes, these funds were received in December. I don't have the I don't have the electronic transfer.
All right.
But I can confirm and I can still get it.
All right.
Yes, Chair.
Okay. DF.
Thank you, Chair. Indeed, the most part of the unspent funds of the 10 million was 8.4 for cash for work. 2024, Chair, was the time we started the program of cash for work. So our first receipts of funds came somewhere around August and September. So at that time, local authorities, we were learning the process and we're getting a lot of guidance from the ministry. And before we could make payments, we had to scrutinize the beneficiaries. We needed to make sure that the details I've provided are in accordance with the law, and also all the other many details, so that we do not spend outside what has been by the law. Hence, Chair, we took a bit of time in the first part of the disbursements. I submit, Chair.
All right, honorable members. Further questions?
Yeah, Chair, the DF has confirmed that there were challenges with one component of the funds. So in terms of what you have done now, so 2024, you had those problems, money could not be spent in good time, you didn't know who the IDs for the workers are, that was 2024. So now, to avoid the query, okay, we're not discussing general issues. Now, moving forward with that experience, what is there a system, are there things that are in place so that when the auditors come, they won't find money? The query is, the auditors arrive in MAZABUKA, they find money. Government is asking, why are you not spending money? We gave you money in August. So what preventive measures are in place now to ensure government sends you the money in August, there will be no audit query? Thank you, Chair.
DF.
Thank you, Chair. Indeed, you have developed a system which is where that the processes are. Right now, the cash for work function is seated with community development, working hand in hand with planning. We also have data entry clerks. So at the time of employment, each and every successful applicant is screened to make sure that the details captured are correct. So by the time the execution of work is happening in the background, further screening is done. Documentation is also presented for rightful approvals. By the time it's coming to the finance department, we have valid data. Therefore, Chair, these delays can no longer happen. Thank you, Chair.
All right, we've come to the end of our deliberations, and I just want to point out a few issues that you need to note. From our interaction, the committee is saying that we've identified one of your biggest challenges during the period under review. You didn't perform well in terms of locally generated revenue. Okay, so for council to provide the much needed social service to the community, you need to expand your revenue base and ensure that you also collect whatever is due to the local authority. And the use of 5%, as I said, that is low, okay? Regardless of how much you locally generate, 5% is not your money. Give it to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and encourage them to implement their development plans in their various wards. And so you have to strengthen revenue mobilization strategies, improve financial planning and utilization of funds, and ensure that you make targets for yourselves so that they don't paint your books in the negative. And then, having said that, I just want to invite you to say any closing remarks.
Chair, I would like to thank you on behalf of my team for your wise counsel and for the positive and positive criticism from the team. We'll take into cognizance everything that we have been advised, and we will ensure to put the right strategies to do better, Chair. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. The performance of any given government, I mean, it's seen through how local authorities are performing in terms of providing social services to the people. And for revenue collection, if one enters MAZABUKA, just by looking, money, you smell money just the way the town has been structured, the investment that is in MAZABUKA. So take advantage of your team to ensure that you expand the revenue base. At this point, I would like to withdraw the immunity that was conferred on you and wish you safe trip back to MAZABUKA. The meeting has come to an end.
Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you, everyone.
The last witness for today for the Committee on Local Governance, Housing and Chiefs Affairs, MAZABUKA Town Council, that was led by the Town Clerk, Mrs. Judith Mukwita Mambo. They've just made their submissions to the committee on the consideration of the audit of accounts of local authorities for the financial year ended 31st December 2024. And this committee has today received submissions from Mambwe Town Council and Lundazi Town Council, and the last witness was MAZABUKA Town Council. And we also had another committee which was sitting today. We had the Committee on Local Government Accounts, and it received submissions from Kasenengwa Town Council, Chipangali Town Council, and the last witness was Katete Town Council. And so that's all that we had for you today on the committees. The committees will continue receiving submissions from various councils tomorrow at about 9:30 hours. From me, Matimba Mkua, on behalf of the entire production crew, keep watching Parliament Television. Good afternoon.